A new Easter update is on the way, and also there's a change to Flux scripts becoming Flux Coins, which I think could be a good thing, so stick around in this video for the things you need to know. Hello my friends and welcome back. I'm Chisgule Gaming, and today's video is sponsored by the makers of Rise of Kingdoms. And I am pretty hyped to see that we've got an Easter update around the corner, and it does include a new KvK format. I do really like that the game has been pushing new KvKs very regularly, and I feel like recently we've gotten some pretty good ones, so let's go and get a look. First and foremost, the Easter event series. This update lands on 3/25, so I would assume within a week or two of that, the Easter events will be here. This includes things we've seen before, like a 7-day event series. There's also an event with a primary currency and a secondary currency. The primary or premium currency you can spend gems to obtain, or you can get from bundles, or you can get some amount of it free to play. And there is going to be an exchange for some city themes. Now, there's also going to be arms training and, more importantly, the team draw event. This event has historically been extremely high gold head value per dollar that you spend. However, I believe that you can only get commanders that you already have unlocked. So if you have an opportunity to unlock a commander that you really want to work on anyways, and then do team draw, you might be able to get a lot of sculptures at a pretty good value. Up next, let's talk about Alliance Invictus, the Pioneer event that's coming soon, all right? This features Alliance Outposts. You can upgrade an Alliance flag into an Alliance Outpost. Not only do Alliance Outposts have all the functionality of an Alliance flag, but they also can be used to loan troops to your Alliance. Your Alliance leader and officers can use these lone troops to garrison buildings and launch rallies. Now, this is kind of interesting in the Tides of War KvK. There are also basically, it's kind of the ability to put troops in reserve, which feels a little bit similar. So you could put troops in reserve to a garrison or a rally, and they would automatically fill that garrison or rally. But the outpost sounds like it's a way for an officer to move troops as they see fit between garrisons and rallies. So certainly more versatility there. Then Alliance flag shields. You can activate a shield for an individual Alliance flag. A shielded flag cannot be attacked for the duration of the shield. Shielded flags cannot be used as the basis for building new flags or launching attacks. So this also, I believe, is in Tides of War. But then this is a curious one, a curio. So we already have something called an artifact. It changes all instances of one troop type to another when you put this artifact in the accessory slot of a secondary commander. So basically, when I use Guan, I'll put Nevsky as the secondary and turn him into an infantry commander by putting the infantry artifact in the accessory slot on Nevsky. Pretty cool. Of course, it's most important for rally and garrison, but you can do sick stuff on the field with these things. But a curio, at the end of a certain Lost Kingdom Chronicle chapter, you'll be able to claim a curio. If a troop's secondary commander has a curio equipped, all units in the troop will be converted into a certain unit type, depending on the curio. So what I find interesting about this is like, wait a minute. Isn't this just an artifact? How is it different? Well, when we go get a look at the developer update video that they launched earlier today, we can actually see the curios here. And what seems to be different is that it says that these do not work in the Lost Canyon or Sunset Canyon. All right. And they also do not affect units garrisoned in your city. Converted units will be treated as their new unit type when calculating skill and talent effects. And by the way, we have a siege curio. Now, this is kind of interesting. I mean, the siege curio, like, does this make it so a non-ranged commander can be a ranged commander? I'm not obviously entirely sure how that works out. I am not sure. But I think there's something different about these curios. Let's see here. Curios will be unlocked at the end of the Lost Kingdom Chronicle Eye for an Eye. You can redeem one per season. If a troop secondary commander equips a curio, all units are converted, which is basically an artifact, but doesn't affect units in your city. Units converted to a different unit type will be treated as said unit type when calculating commander skills and talents. Yup. Curios only take effect in the Lost Kingdom map. Units converted by a curio will count as their original unit type if killed or severely wounded. I assume they still work in Rally Garrison, though. So we'll have to get our hands on these and play around with curios to see the ways in which they are different. In addition, this KvK is going to have support skills. Complete quests from Bastion commanders to unlock their skills as support skills. Each troop can equip 2 support skills, but support skills do not affect garrisons and rallied armies. Now, this is a little bit confusing to me, because does that mean that a march swarming a garrison gets support skills or not? If they do, swarming is going to be busted. Everyone will be swarming all the things all the time. So I'm very curious if swarmers get support skills or not. That will be huge. Altar of Darkness changes. While the Altar of Darkness is open, any governor with a troop inside the Altar of Darkness's province will receive continuous honor points, not just governors in the coalition that occupies the Altar of Darkness. Hey, yo, I like that change. I like that change. I mean, look, the term honor, or the way that you get honor, is like kind of a misnomer. But the idea that you are actually in the area fighting, and thus you get honor, actually is appealing. So I like that change. Now, we do have some maps of this new KvK format. So let me pull that up real quick. All right, so here's what the map looks like for this new KvK. And there's a couple things that I want to call your attention to. First of all, you can see that we have 3 areas over here. These are the Altar of Darkness areas, presumably where you're going to go and fight. In addition, I would assume that first you get a fight over here in these zones. Then you move into these zones. Then presumably there is battling over these zones. But wait a minute. That's kind of interesting. Hold up. How does this work? So you've got a lot of war camps all vying for these zones. And they're different shapes and different sizes. Like that U-shaped zone is huge. I wonder why this is like not symmetric? Question mark? How many kingdoms can go into that top zone I labeled 3 versus that bottom zone that I labeled 3? All right, let's get a look at these adjustments to the Tides of War. New rule. When gathering basic resources in the Lost Kingdom, food, wood, stone, or gold, your alliance will gain alliance supplies. 20% of what you've gathered. Alliance supplies will be stored in the Alliance Merit Shop and can be redeemed. I really wish that I could just redeem my resources whenever I wanted. Or if like I forgot to redeem resources for a day, that like I could do it on another day, because I've definitely done that. But the Tides of War KvK, you can get a shocking amount of resources just for showing up. Like I almost feel like it's incorrect to do any KvK format other than Tides of War if you have a resource problem. And like, doesn't everybody have some amount of resource problem? I don't know. I guess it depends on how you're obtaining your resources. Increase the visibility of the following rules. If a garrison captain is reduced to 0 units through combat, it will not immediately return to its original city. It will remain in the garrison until combat has ended. This aspect of Tides of War is insane. It's so good. If a garrison captain is reduced to 0 units, it will not immediately return to its city. It will remain in the garrison until the combat is ended. Now, after combat is ended, the garrison can get swarmed and you get absolutely obliterated. However, I think it is very cool that in this KvK format, there's an evening in this way of rally and garrison. In the Lost Kingdom, killing units belonging to governors and other camps earns you merits. Merits can be exchanged for Alliance supplies in the Alliance shop. Unused merits are lost at the end of season. GG, man. I'm going to lose a lot of merits. Tide effect optimizations. Optimize the display of the Tides of Steel page, specifically in regards to the attack bonus you get by earning kill points. Adjusted the number of kill points needed to earn an attack bonus during the Tides of Steel. Previously, it took 2 million to earn 0.1. Now it takes 1 million to earn 0.1. So, for those of you that haven't done Tides of War, I mean, look, I'll just show you, all right? I'm in Tides of War right now on my restart. It feels to me like currently the best form of KvK, which is like maybe a little bit aggressive to say, but also it's got the most variety and also a lot of team spirit and also a lot of building towards something, which like all of those aspects seem really good. So in Tides of War, there are these things called tides, okay? Tides take place for some number of days. Your alliance gets things that they have chosen as bonuses, and also as an individual, you get things that you have chosen as bonuses, all right? The thing that I've chosen here is called Membership Card, and I can exchange in the Merit Shop to get extra resources. I mentioned this earlier as something that's changing, but here's the shop and here's the Merit Shop. Now, I've already done my exchange for the day, but like currently during this tide, I'm getting 17 million resources a day, question mark? Obviously, the thing I want here is some dang gold. Can I get some dang gold? But I've already redeemed my merits for the day, and like I got all these merits. There's no way I'm going to spend them by the end of the season. Not possible. Part of that is because I keep forgetting to do this, which is kind of annoying. But the only person I can be mad at for that is myself. But these tides are really sweet, and this KvK almost seems like an experimenting ground for the new KvK, because in this KvK, there was the option to upgrade flags in a bunch of different ways, just like we see in the new KvK, all right? So if I go to the system mail, which I have over here, we can scroll on down, and let's get a look here. Oh, wow, there's a lot that is changing. Holy moly. Okay, Alliance Merit Shop optimization. Previously, your resource exchange limit in the Alliance Merit Shop was 10 million resources per day. It's changed to 40 million. Bro. If only this were true for me now. Okay, I would be able to actually spend all my merits this way, and that would be insane. 40 million resources a day? Yo, that is insane. It's almost like the game wants me to field fight. That's cool. That's so cool. Personal directive optimizations. For personal directives that have an earning limit, how much you can benefit or receive from the directive. The directive selection page will now show you your current earnings and limit. Very good. Fixed the toil directive reduces gathering speed by 50%, but increases extra individual resources you earn. Huh. It should no longer affect governors after they leave the Lost Kingdom and return to their home kingdom. Fine. Optimize the battlefield appropriations directive. Severely wounding or killing another governor's units earns you extra resources. Yep. You can get even more resources per day that way. Optimized the descriptions of a number of directives to make them easier to understand. Cool. Alliance directive optimizations. Oh my God, so many optimizations. With the exception of directives that target Alliance buildings, all other Alliance directives will affect all Alliance members. They will continue to affect Alliance members even if they leave the Alliance. Cool. Alliance directive cooldown times will also apply to the governors that benefit from it. If you receive the effect of an Alliance directive, you cannot receive that effect again from another Alliance's directive. So I think what was going on here is that there was a directive to like burn stuff fast. So you'd have a rotation of like 36 shells and like switch between them in the coalition. And then you could basically infinitely burn flags like super, super fast. So they're basically fixing that loophole, which was, yeah, it's a loophole. It looks like they're fixing it. If you use the Alliance, the Tower Defense Alliance directive to upgrade an Alliance flag to an arrow tower while the flag is protected by the Banner of Peace directive, the tower will not actively attack other governor's cities. Oh, so an arrow tower teleports away nearby enemy cities, but if you could make that flag invulnerable, that'd be kind of dumb. Adjusted the flaming out directive. Whenever you begin burning an enemy building, increases the time the enemy needs to wait before extinguishing the burning building by 20 minutes and increases the burn speed by 200%. Ooh, this is what I was talking about. You basically just have people switch between alliances and put alliances into the coalition to always have this running. It will now only increase the wait time by 10 minutes and burn speed by 25%. That's fair. Honestly, the flaming out directive was completely busted, so I think this is a healthy change. The above changes will affect all ongoing and newly opened Tides of War stories. Wait. Can I start exchanging for 40 million resources a day soon? That would be lit. This can't possibly come soon enough. KvK will probably end by the time we get it. GG. Whatever. Ark of Osiris and League adjustments. Skill rebalancing. The Hidden Sentry has been made into a generic skill, and it can be used by any team without being equipped or taking a skill slot. You can now store up to 3 uses of Hidden Sentry. In addition, the notification you receive when using Hidden Sentry skill has been adjusted. This is really good. Like any skill that every team is using every single time should just be available, and I'm glad they've made that change. It's extremely logical. That means that you now have an extra skill slot for doing something actually super interesting. Adjusted the logic of the Master Strategy skill. Troops in range mode will revert to melee mode, so you can't teleport in 30 towers that are already in tower mode. That is hilarious. Rebalance the effects of Teardown, Valiant Speed, Valiant Stand, Bog Down, Desert Storm, Sneaky Tactics, and Total Vision skills. Wow. There's also 3 new skills. Fire Arrows increases the ranged normal damage and ranged skill damage and ranged attack range of allied troops within a target area. Bro, if ranged meta is the new Ark meta, that is going to be interesting. Or certainly it'll be something. Stocking up, visiting caravans and gathering provisions will grant your team a portion of an energy bar. Whoa. Okay, so provisioning all of a sudden is God tier. Wow. Oh, but that's in a skill you have to use. So like, okay, this is kind of interesting. You know, I've played games in the past like Clash Royale and Clash of, well, I didn't really play much of Clash of Clans, but Clash Royale, where you like basically are using energy to get something that gives you economy. So in other words, what I think of this as is like almost like an elixir producer, right? I forget what the damn thing was called, but you might spend however much energy it is on stocking up, but you expect to get more energy back over the use of that thing, which is a very, very compelling idea. And then energetic increases the amount of energy points your team gains. Okay. That also is economy, isn't it? Some skills have had their values adjusted. See in game for details. This will appear in an Ark of Osiris practice match after the update, and then Ark League after the start of the playoffs. Ooh. Now, on the topic of Ark, registration now starts on Wednesday and lasts for 3 days. The minimum number of participants is now 15. If you have less than 30, you can't have any substitutes, so everybody is main. Each alliance can form 3 teams to play in the event. Hallelujah, man. Hallelujah. You know, look, it is kind of silly that people have been going to other alliances to play Ark for like as long as Ark has been around. So I'm very glad this is getting fixed. During the registration phase, alliance leaders and title officers can adjust their list of participants at any time after registering. Added a new team coordinator role. Coordinators are in charge of setting up and using battlefield skills. Cool. All right. Ark of Osiris League spectator adjustments. To ensure these are fair as possible, governors spectating league matches will not be able to view the details of each side's skill bars. Good change. Other improvements. Champions of Olympia has a new map. Ooh, use signposts to direct flame bearers to their destination. Adjusted the rules. You know, my experience with Champions of Olympia is that like often you'll be chasing someone but not hitting them, but you're right next to them, and it's like, I don't know. And for me personally, until that gets like kind of looked at, I mean, maybe it's just been a while since I've tried it, but that's the thing that keeps me from really diving deep on Champions of Olympia. Is it just kind of jumps the shark for me on that one. Adjusted the rules for earning Clash coins in the Canyon event. When attacking an enemy encampment, you can earn 20, 50, and 100 extra coins by fulfilling 1, 2, or 3 banner capture requirements, respectively. So the Canyon Clash is Alliance versus Alliance for Canyon. I just had that event. Hopefully you had it recently as well. For the Hammer and Anvil quest in the Alliance Mobilization event, spending equipment materials to awaken iconic equipment has been added as a method. Very cool. That's good. Added a 7-day armament supply bundle for Kingdoms in Season 3. Wow. I mean, yeah, I'm definitely going to buy the 7-day armament supply bundle. 100%. No questions asked. Any way I can get armaments in as value-oriented a way as possible, especially, I'm going to go for it. Optimize the equipment loadout feature and increase the maximum number of loadouts you can save from 10 to 30. Hallelujah! Hey, let's go! Dude, I love that change. I literally was just looking at my equipment, going like, I gotta like move this piece over here and that piece over there. And I've like got like general things, but I've got like different stuff I'm doing in Ark and different stuff for Garrison. And I love that. Beautiful. Very good change. Adjusted the rewards for opening. Oh, the only other thing that is really kind of needed is that like really at the end of the day, like those presets are cool. But what I really need and have always needed is a global change, right? I need a global change. I need to be able to say, give me my Gorgo garrison set up, and my Gorgo garrison is set up. The armaments are set up. Every field march is changed according to the fact that I had to move stuff around to get my garrison ready. Any things like the artifact is moved to where it's supposed to be. There were like 3 or 4 times I left my city without having my stuff on. And every time that happens, it's just so frustrating. So a global preset, there's just too much stuff to change if you're a rally or garrison. Now on my restart account, I basically never change anything. So like, this is only a problem experienced by players, presumably that rally and garrison and need to switch stuff around. For pure fielders and most of the people that play the game, you probably don't think about that all that much unless you have super different things for Ark or Canyon, which maybe you do. Like, I want global presets. Anyways, adjusted the rewards for opening inscription shard chests, replacing epic inscriptions with transmutation stones. Oh, that's good. Hey, that's good. Okay. Epic inscriptions are basically worthless by the time you're pulling for them. You really want the legendary inscriptions, and getting transmutation stones instead seems good. So don't redeem any of these inscription shard chests until this update. Do not do it. Oh, within 7 business days of the update, you will be issued transmutation stones based on the number of inscription shard chests you've opened. Oh, okay, open away. That's really good, actually. GG, well done. Nicely done there. Optimize the display when opening armament chests. Okay. Optimize the descriptions of the Kingdom Chronicles chapters in the preparation season and season 1. They do not affect the actual requirements for each chapter and their rewards. Optimize the text of most Haraku-related content, which includes Ian's ballads, Harak's ceremony, Trial of the Cow Karak, and Peerless Scholar. Huh. And certain achievements, State Forum dispatches, Kingdom newspaper articles. All right. All in all, this update is good, I think. I mean, we're getting a new KvK, which is really cool. And I'm also feeling like I'm getting used to getting new KvKs, which is kind of interesting. I used to just get like really, really hyped, and I'd want to look at the map in depth and do all this stuff. And now I'm like, bro, there's just so many. It's a lot, but they're good. And I think Tides of War is like very good. Now, the Flux Coins are going to be a new system. And this is a supplement to Flux scripts. Presumably it will replace them at some point. But basically, the way that Flux scripts work is you can use this separate website called the Pluto Mall, and you can buy these items that can be exchanged 1 for 1 for exact price of bundle. So I can go in and I can buy Flux scripts, which I've done. And you can see this is a $5 Flux script. It can be changed for a $5 bundle. This is a $10 Flux script. It can be changed for a $10 bundle. This is a $20 Flux script. Like, you get the idea, okay? So I can literally just go buy a bundle and use one of these instead of paying cash at the time of the purchase. The advantage is that when you buy these things on the special website that has these, typically you then also get some bonus scripts on top. So the value is that you get, in addition to what you would have paid, some extra scripts on top. The problem is that, like, bruh, I'm not buying $2 bundles. When, like, $3 bundles, I'm rarely buying. $1 bundles, I'm never buying. Like, so they give you bonuses, but they don't mean anything because you can't do anything with them for the most part. Like, technically what you could do is you could go in and you can go to, like, the daily special offer and you can buy the $1 and the $2 bundles here as an example. And like, you probably should be doing that, except now they're going to change over to Flux Coins. All right. And Flux Coins are kind of a cool idea. Basically, instead of saying, hey, you've got a script that's a 1-for-1 exchange, presumably a coin is worth like a penny or $1. And then you exchange the amount of Flux Coins you need. So instead of presumably having these scripts that have exact values, we would instead have coins that it's just kind of like a gem currency. Instead of gems, you have Flux Coins, and Flux Coins are worth some amount of money, and then you can exchange Flux Coins for bundles. And so now you don't have the problem of having these Flux scripts at denominations that are irrelevant to you. Or like, maybe you want to buy a $50 bundle, but you have two $20 Flux scripts and a $10 Flux script, right? Like, well, with coins, I think you can have more flexibility. So it says, coins can be used to redeem in-game bundles. They can be used entirely by themselves. You do not need scripts in addition. When purchasing a bundle, if you have enough Flux Coins to make a purchase, you're allowed to use your coins. Yeah, see, that's exactly what I was saying. You can not combine coins and scripts if you are redeeming a single bundle. If you are redeeming multiple tiers of a bundle, you can use coins to supplement your scripts. Okay, cool. The system will use your available coins to replace scripts, starting with the lowest tier bundles, which is awesome. The first time you enter the game after this feature is added, any bonus Flux Scripts 1 and 2 in your inventory will be converted to coins. Boom. Good. This is a good, very, very good change. So all in all, some good changes on their way to Rise of Kingdoms. I am hyped for this. There's 2 videos I want you to watch after this. First of all, if you're not familiar with the Pluto Mall, I made a detailed video about it. Card will be in the end screen. It sounds like in the future, instead of buying scripts, we're buying coins in there maybe. And that sounds like a way more flexible system. Benefit to the player for sure. And already that's a much better way than just buying from the App Store and just spending money directly in the App Store, in my experience anyways. You got to consider your situation. You got to consider your locality and check the prices and make sure, but like, not financial advice, not a financial advisor, right? And the other video I want you to check out is the team draw event, because I'm telling you, the value on the team draw is actually kind of nuts. Part in the end screen. Until next time, you have fun smashing the kingdom. Leave a thought down below in the comments about any of the things in this update that you're hyped about or that you've got questions on.